Women of Reddit, what's the main difference you see between the guys who get the girls and the guys who don't? I would say, all too often, basic hygiene is a very big difference between the two groups. Self-care is so important, and I for one am not ever going to be romantically interested in a man I may be forced to mother to get him to groom himself. I've noticed that guys who have a more positive outlook about dating in turn tend to get more dates. These are the guys that when rejected say something like damn, too bad and move on, instead of what a bitch. Why would she turn me down? I'm such a nice guy, she should at least give me a chance. Haven't seen it yet, so only talking to women when they have romantic intentions, goals already set. I see a bunch of dudes fail because they only talk to a select few girls with a specific end goal in mind. So often they fail to learn anything about the person, and focus on selling themselves and jumping straight into bed. Just relax. If you talk to 10 girls like normal human beings, you might find a spark with one of them. But if you limit yourself to the few girls you imagined a spark with, you'll be much less successful. Edit. It's okay to approach a girl you find attractive, but that shouldn't be the only time you talk to girls, or whatever group you're interested in. I know guys who don't have trouble getting girlfriends and guys who never seem to be able to find a girl. I find guys who have GFS very respectful of women in general, and talk to women like they talk to one of the guys, i.e., focus on topics of common interest, rather than, what kind of things would women like to talk about. The guys I know who have trouble landing GFS often make very sexist remarks and have a very condescending attitude toward women. It might be a vicious cycle as well. They have trouble talking to women, can't seem to hold proper conversations with them, so they start to see women as aloof or mean, so they begin to form prejudices against them. On the other hand, looks also matter. I think all my decent-looking guy friends are taken. I see the following things in unsuccessful guys. Just not putting yourself in a position to meet anyone. I'm super introverted, so I get it, but if your whole life is sleep to work to gym to TV to sleep, you're not going to get anywhere. Not taking care of yourself, bad hygiene, sloppy appearance, etc. Wanting qualities in a partner that you yourself cannot match. Like wanting an ambitious doctor when you're lazy and underemployed. Wanting a sexy, fit person when you are obese. Being desperate. Every date you do get, you pin all your hopes and dreams upon them. You stifle down your personality in an attempt to get answer. You become clingy and/or move too fast, scaring them away. Sort of like above, having one itis, fixating on maybe a person in your friend group, or an acquaintance, and becoming obsessed with them, leads to fruitless unrequited crushes. I suspect people who do this a lot are scared of intimacy and use their crushes as a way to avoid real relationships. Anger or entitlement issues. Basically taking rejection terribly. Rejection sucks, but resist sending that DM calling someone a whore or an asshole if they won't go out with you. You're only confirming their decision to reject you as the correct one. Becoming angry at your preferred gender and painting them all with the same brush. After a run of bad luck, it's easy to be like, men are pigs or women are shallow whores, but this bitterness is unfair and holding you back. Some of my female friends get very suspicious of guys who don't have many female friends, when it comes to dating at least. They think that means the man doesn't treat them well or only hangs out with women for sex. Not sure if that's a universal thing. Also, when a few girls I knew helped a buddy out with his online dating profile, they made him include 1 to 2 pictures of him in a group photo with friends that had almost 50% female ratio. They say makes a big difference for girls to see you have some female friends, less creep factor. Once you get out of school into the working world, I notice a big divide between people who do things outside of work and people who don't, men and women included. So many people, I've been guilty myself, just let themselves become very boring. People who find someone find them doing an activity, hobby, whatever. You have to put yourself in a position to meet a like-minded person, which means if all you do is go to work, go to the gym and not talk to anyone, and play men's beer league sports, you are not going to meet many eligible women. Also, let your freak flag fly. If you love gaming or Game of Thrones or sock puppets, don't hide it when looking for a partner. Trying to be cool or normal comes off boring. Look for events where you'll meet other people who love the same thing. And online dating is a great way to meet people. So many people still think it's for losers. Nope. Being single when you want to have someone and doing nothing about it because you're too cool is for losers. Successful guys are comfortable being their own person and actively willing to listen and interact with girls as individuals as well. No generalizations. Girls are not puzzles to be solved. I feel like the best friendships and relationships I've had are with guys that were simply willing to share their own thoughts and listen to mine in return. Some guys tend to forget the friend part of boyfriend. The guys I know who hang out with women without having romantic expectations in the interaction are better at finding a fitting match to date than those who only speak with women they have crushes on. They don't change their personality every time they're interested in someone. I've seen this countless times. A guy tries too hard to get a lady interested in him by changing how he acts, talks, and interests, to bait her in. If it doesn't work, they get upset. Just be a decent being and true to your good personality. Be confident in what you enjoy. Maybe you enjoy MTG and vlog about it and she doesn't know what that is and thinks it's stupid. Who cares? Don't act like you think it's stupid because she does. You guys might vibe on something else. Also, men who work hard on bettering themselves, may it be emotionally, mentally, economically, etc. No, you don't have to be rich or work 80+ hours a week. But if you're actually trying in life and are proud of yourself instead of complaining while sitting on the couch all day, you are golden in life, and some lady is going to see that and admire you for it. And if SHES the right one, she'll support you and work hard right next to you. Being interested in me versus being interested in the idea of me. The guy who gets girls is actually nice. Not nice guy nice. Like actually cares about you and does nice things for you, without putting you on a pedestal or worshipping you. In a similar vein, he views you as a human person like himself and not as a mystery or a prize or whatever. P.S. He probably doesn't use the phrase getting girls. You need to be capable of being friends with girls. Confident and sincere human interaction is attractive. Guys who do have confidence and sincere respect for the women they're talking to, they are consistent and see in long term. Guys who don't are impatient, self-doubting, and looking for the first sign that something won't go their way so they can try for some self-preservation. They change minute by minute and adjust their attitude towards women based on how well they feel they're doing that particular second. For me, it's a natural crazy sense of humor. I've had some great boyfriends who weren't that great looking, and didn't even have a great body, but their sense of humor was superb. I love a guy who makes me laugh. Having a plan for your life. Some prospects. The ability to hold down a job. I don't need my partner to be rich, or even currently employed, but I need someone who will be working to make something of themselves or at least get their share of rent paid. Men in long-term relationships seem to have less hang-ups about trying to be manly, less anger, and more involved with putting others above themselves. Also, confidence seems to be good, but I think that goes for females also. Lack of whining. Along with a decent amount of confidence and respect. I've known guys that weren't terrible human beings, but all they did was whine about everybody who ever wronged them, when half the problems they had were of their own doing because they made choices that took them there. The best part of my current relationship is that I want to take care of him and he wants to take care of me. We respect each other as human beings. And while we have a friendly sports rivalry, we value each other and go out of our way to make the other feel good. We have our normal complaints about work, life, and stuff. But ultimately, we take what life deals us and go with the flow. Straight woman commenting on straight men I wouldn't date. First difference. Looks. It's the first thing anyone notices about you, and it's important. That includes natural attributes you were born with. Hygiene, grooming, style. Obviously privilege exists and some of us are born with physical advantages. But that's no excuse to neglect your looks. And I'd rather date a decent-looking guy with good grooming who looks like he knows who he is than date a conventionally model-esque man in ill-fitting cargo shorts who may or may not have brushed his teeth today. Another huge difference. And I can't believe this hasn't been mentioned. Treating women with respect. Not just me, all women. If I'm on a first date and the guy tells me that I'm not like other girls, or he's glad I'm not one of those bitches, whores, etc., or that another woman in the establishment deserves negative judgment on sight, I'm out. Even asking about getting the girl is a minor red flag. It's all about the subtle ways that a man shows his true perspective on women and relationships.